If you've ever been in a subway, you know what it's like. It's hustle and bustle and people moving here, there, and everywhere. All around you, there's nothing but distraction. There are billboards which are flashing. There are signs saying which gate to go to. There are rushing trains. There are people moving up and down escalators. There are panhandlers. There are people doing all kinds of things in the subway. And the subway is a major portion of how communication and transportation gets done in any major city. Without the subway, cities would be paralyzed. We need subways because subways are a means of getting from here to there. And there's a story about the subway that goes back a few years ago. And because we know the subway is a busy place, there was a man who decided to go down into that subway and see if he could make a change. So he was part of a sociological experiment. And so he went down into the subway with a baseball cap, a t-shirt, and he brought his violin with him. And he started, like the rest of the panhandlers in the subway, to strum his violin. And he went out there for a number of hours and he played the most beautiful songs and tunes you could possibly hear. It was like music from heaven among the train tracks. But at the end of the day, he realized that very few, if any, people ever stopped to listen to that beautiful music. And maybe a few did, just out of curiosity, and threw a couple coins or maybe $1 into the bucket below, but nobody really paid attention. And when the experiment was over, it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter who you are, because if you're not recognized, your message will never get out. Now, who was this man? This man happened to be Josh Bell. And who is Josh Bell? Josh Bell was one of the most renowned violinists in the entire world. And here he is in the subway, playing the most beautiful music possible, and nobody's paying attention to him. Even though the night before, the cheapest ticket to see him at the symphony was $250. So what does this story have to say to us? And what did this sociological experiment prove to us? It proves to us that if we're not looking, we don't see. And if we don't listen, we don't hear. So the message comes to us too. It doesn't matter how important we are. We could be a CEO of the most major 500 company, or we could be a masterful ball player, or we could be an all-star football player, or we could be somebody that's a top 10 singer. It doesn't matter how you think you are important if you can't get your message across. And where is the message coming from? No, the majority of us don't go to symphonies at night and pay $500 or $250 for a ticket. Most of us just go about our life day after day doing what we usually do. And most times we miss because we don't look. We don't look to see the things that are right in front of us, and we don't hear and listen to the things that are around us. And we have a message. Each and every one of us has a message. We have a message because we are baptized Christians, and as baptized Christians, our message must be the message of Jesus. And that message must be not lost in the dim and the subway of our life. That message must stand out as though we were on stage with a captive audience. Now, how do you do that? You do that first and foremost by being real, by being true to the message that is yours. And if the message of yours is that of Jesus and his Father, you will not have to worry about the message. The message will get through, and people will start to open up and see and listen to what you have to say. And they will start to say, I want to be like that person. What is it about that person that caused me to have attention to that? Was it because I was kind, honest, humble, showed love? We all have to ask ourselves, what is our gift? And then go out and give it. And even if it's only in the subway of life and only a few people stop and only a few people listen, at least there's somebody listened. So among the distractions of your world today, make sure you're on the right track and that your subway station will get you to the next station. And our subway station here on Earth is our life. And the ultimate end of our subway station is eternity.